Hey, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are joining me for the very first time, welcome. My name is Madeko, my brand is Zumamiko, and I'm a crochet artist. So for the month of March, we're in March, oh my gosh, we are exploring bags, so crochet bags. First up is something that I thought was really cool. I had never tried this project before, but we're doing a granny square kind of side bag type situation. But this is what we are doing today. Is super fun to make, super fun to make. On the easier side, more intermediate is not a word, more intermediate than anything, but it's definitely doable if you're a beginning crocheter, like fresh out the box. I take you step by step. You should be fine. If not, reach out to me. I'll help you remotely as much as I can. You know, there's only so much I can do, but I can definitely help you if you run into snags. Don't forget to stop by later this month to look at the other videos we're going to put together in terms of like bags, because that's our focus this month. But check out some stuff that we did in February, also the Black History themed projects. Those were really fun. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to click that bell icon so you know when I drop new content, which is every single Monday. Rain, sleet, snow, shine, vacation, sick, not sick, I drop new content just for you. And I think that's it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, let's talk materials for this guy. We will need, we're back to our handy dandy 3.5. We will need yarn. I use 3 different color yarn, 3 different colors for my yarn. For the beige, well, I can start here. For the center of my granny squares, I'm gonna do this beige. The next color up, I'm gonna do this like mint teal situation. And the majority of my purse is going to be this Bordeaux wine looking color. This is absolutely my favorite color, so I had to do something with my favorite color. You're going to need some scissors. You will need a stitch marker, which I keep on my brace. You will need a button. The button is going to be used to to close our bag. If you want to use a zipper, you definitely can use a zipper. If you want to create a flap, I mean, the sky is the limit, but I used a button to connect my pieces together so my purse closes. The final thing you're going to need is some sort of like handle, or I can't think of the darn name of this thing, to attach to your purse to like make it hang. The hangy thing, I don't know, somebody correct me, mom, help. But you need one of those. I am, y'all know, I'm a frugal crocheter, so I am not that person to have millions of colors of yarn on my yarn wall. I'm not the person who have just a bunch of unnecessary crafts. I use what I have, and so I tend to recycle the materials in my purses. And so this actually came from a purse that I was no longer wearing, that I broke down and recycled the pieces. So this is where this came from. I did not buy that. If you are interested in buying, feel free. If you want to use something you have, I definitely recommend. If you want to crochet a hangy thing, I give you a little bit of a tip at the end of the video. Hopefully that's helpful. I think that's it, maybe. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let's do this. All right, so let's start with our granny square. And remember, you're gonna need 5 total. So I'm gonna show you how to do the first one, leave it to your own devices so that you can start the others. So for me, I'm using 3 different colors. You could use more colors, you could use less colors, but this is just the vibe that I'm going for. So what we're gonna do is make a magic circle. And we're gonna put, to start off with, we're gonna do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. We're gonna chain 1, another 3, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and you're gonna do that 2 more times. And I'll stay on with you just so you can kind of see what it looks like. That's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then 1 more set. 1 double crochet, 2, 3, chain 1, close our circle, and we're gonna attach to that first crochet. Now I'm gonna change my color at this point. You don't have to, but I'm gonna change my color to this really cool like mint looking color. I can never find anything to do with it, and I was like, you know what, this would be kind of cool for this project. So I'm gonna pull that through just because I'm changing my color. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm gonna go ahead, pull these pretty tight. I am going to chain 2. 1, 2. Okay, so now this is where the granny square magic starts to come to life. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then another 3 double crochets into this space right here, because it's going to be our chain 1 space that we just made. So that's that, and that chain 2 acts as one of our double crochets. You see how like that chain 2 is right there, and now I added 2 more double crochets, so that's 3. I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to do 3 more double crochets. That was 1, 2, 3. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to find that chain 1 space that we made in our row number 1. So for me, it's going to be right there. So 1, and I'm going to put 3 double crochets. That's 2, 3, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets in that same hole. And this is going to help us build the foundation for our granny square. You see how the corners are starting to come to life? Chain 1. We're going to look for that next chain 1 that we had in our row number 1. And a cheat is it's every 3 double crochets. So you see like 1, 2, 3. Our chain 1 should be right there. So if you like having trouble kind of seeing it, you can use that rule too. So we're doing 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 2. This is all in the same little chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 1, find our next space right here. Same thing, 3 double crochets. Oh, that was an ugly one. Let's redo that. 2, 3, chain 2 to make our corner, and then put another 3 in there. That's my last one. So now what I'm going to do is first of all pull these things tight, and I'm going to join to that first double crochet just like that, and our row number 2 is done. And I don't like the way that looks right there. I'm gonna have to maneuver that later. Pull this tight. There we go. When I weave that in, I'm gonna have to fix that. So for row number 3, what we are going to do, so we need to slip stitch this where we ended into the corner. The reason behind that is if you start with your row number 3 right here, it's gonna look kind of funky. Your square is gonna look kind of funky. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna insert 3 slip stitches. So the next stitch, we're gonna do a slip stitch. Next one, a slip stitch. Next stitch, we're gonna do a slip stitch. Oh, I did that kind of tight. Come on, baby, get in there. Oh my gosh, there we go. Slip stitch, my goodness. Now we're gonna do another slip stitch, but we're gonna do it into this hole. Just like that. Now we're gonna chain 2. 1, 2, and this is gonna count as our first double crochet in our corner pattern. So we have our 1 here. What we want to do is add 2 more double crochets. chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. We're still going to chain 1, just like we did in our previous row. But now you can see we have another little space that we created. What we want to do here is just put in 3 double crochets into that same space. Just like that. Now we're at a corner again. So in our corners, we're always going to have the same pattern, which is the 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. We're at another hole that's not a corner, so we're going to do 3 double crochets into that hole. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. We're at a corner, so same thing. Sorry, my yarn is getting tangled up here. So in that corner, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, another 3 double crochets, and we're going to do this all the way around. So we're going to do 3 double crochets here in our corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. In our last little space there, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I'm at the end of my row number 3, and what we want to do is join to our first stitch. So we're looking something like this. We're going to slip stitch 3 stitches just like we did before. That was 1, 2, and I'm going to change my color here. So what I'm going to do is actually pull up my last color. You don't have to, but this is just a pattern that I want, and I'm going to pull that through right here. Now let me actually just cut all these little tails I have going. Starting to get annoying. Okay, so that's what I'm looking like. I'm going to pull this tight. And I'm going to do a slip stitch into the hole just like we did in our previous rows, but this time around I just changed my color so that when I slip stitch it looks like it's part of that chain 2 that I'm about to do. So chain 2, and you see how like it looks like it's just part of 1 double crochet, and that's what we want. If you don't if you're changing your color and you don't do that last slip stitch with your new color, it is going to look a little off. If you're not changing your color, just do it all with the same color that you've been using. Okay, so same deal here. I'll do a couple with you, but it's the same concept as the row we just did. The only difference is we have a couple more spaces in between our corners, and I'll show you what that looks like. Let me just put in 2 more double crochets here. Just like that. So you see how our corners are there and we have 2 spaces. It's literally the exact same pattern as row number, what was that, 3 that we did before. The only difference is we're going to add 3 double crochets in one space, 3 double crochets in another space. Once you get to the corner, same pattern, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So I'll do this side with you so you can kind of see if you're a visual learner. It'll kind of help you out. So I did those 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. I'm going to chain 1, go into the next space. I'm going to add 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1. In our corner, we're going to do the same pattern we've been doing, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. And you're going to do this all the way around. So 2 spaces in a corner, 2 spaces in a corner, 2 spaces, and then we're going to join, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so this is what mine is looking like once I am done. I did go ahead and finish that little notch right there that was bothering me when I did my color change from my row 1 to 2. But this is what we're looking like. Your square should be a square because of those chain 2s in the corner. And yeah, if you had it one color, I mean, it's still, I'm sure, gorgeous. If you did multiple colors, like 3 or more, I'm absolutely certain it's gonna look phenomenal. Okay, so you will need 5 of these. So make your 5 and I'll show you what we're gonna do with them next. Okay, so I went ahead and did my 5, and I actually started putting these things together too, but let me show you what I did and leave you to your devices to do, kind of catch up to where I am. So first and foremost, I weaved in my ends. You'll notice that this project in general has a lot of ends that need to be weaved in, only because the way this is structured, you can't really crochet over your tails. You have to leave them, especially with the color changes and stuff. So it's okay, just go ahead and weave your ends in, and you're going to organize your materials like so. So I have 1, 2, 3, and I have 1, 2. You are going to attach them just like this. Right now I have wrong sides facing up, which means that the right side of my crochet is down. Okay, right side down, organize them 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. How you attach these is you are going to, where's my yarn needle? Grab the color of your last row. For me, this is going to be this wine Bordeaux looking color. You're going to get your yarn needle, get some thread, cut a pretty decent tail, and you're going to find the corner. So when you're laying them flat like this, you're going to find the corner stitch just like that. Go ahead and attach your yarn. I attach mine to the right side, it's just easier for me. I'm gonna knot this here. And you're gonna attach to the corner of your other stitch. Of your other granny square. Just like that in the corner. Okay, so now I'm just gonna turn my work. So I'm gonna turn it this way, just so you can see a little bit better. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this one right here. I'm gonna pick up a stitch in my upper one, and I'm pulling the front and the back loops. Hopefully you can see that. I'm gonna go back into this other granny square, and I'm gonna come up through the bottom granny square. And I'm just going to do that all the way down. So I'm going to pick up on the bottom, grab one on the top. Grab one on the top, grab one on the bottom. I'll show you a couple more times. Grab the bottom, grab the top, and just kind of pull as you go to make sure it's tightened. And I'm going to do this all the way down. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I've come all the way down to the bottom. The important part here when you're attaching your granny squares is you want to make sure that you start in a corner and you end in a corner. That's going to help you with the alignment piece. So for me, I have already attached my 1, 2, 3, and I attached my 2. If you're not at that point yet, go ahead and pause the video, catch up, so that we can kind of be on the same page, okay? But I'm gonna keep going. And what we're gonna do is, let me show you overall what this is gonna look like. So this is the wrong side. This is gonna be the inside of our bag. This is gonna be the outside of our bag. And what we're gonna do is take this 2 right here. We're gonna fold it up, just like that. And we're going to attach this guy to this side and to the bottom. Same thing with this side. Okay, so we're going to attach this and then attach that. Okay, so what that means is that we need to attach this side to this side to this side. That's going to curve us up like this, and then we're going to attach these two. Okay, so I'll take you step by step because I know that sounded a little bit confusing. But what we're gonna do first, I'm gonna flip my work back over because we're sewing wrong sides, remember? Okay, where am I? I'm right here. Uh-oh, that was the wrong side. Okay, so what that looks like is we're gonna sew this side to this side. Okay, and it's gonna be kind of awkward, I'll admit, but we can do this. So I'm gonna go into the corner and I'm gonna do the same thing we did with the other sides. Pick up one from the top and one from the bottom. One from the bottom and one from the top. And you're gonna do this all the way down. One from the top and one from the bottom. Okay, and this is what I'm looking like so far. It's looking really crazy right now, I'll admit that. If it helps, essentially we're making sort of like a cube right now. So I'm actually gonna fold this one over. So if you need visually, this was the 1, 2, 3. These were the 2 hanging by itself. We attached this to this, and now we're gonna take that bottom granny square, fold it over, and we're gonna sew this side together. We should have ended in a corner, so we're gonna go into this next corner. And we're gonna do the same thing we've been doing. Just pull up a stitch in the bottom, pull up on the top, go through the top, come through the bottom, come through the bottom, and go through the top all the way down. Alright, this is what I'm looking like so far. Right sides are on the inside, wrong sides are on the outside. I am actually going to knot this thing right here because I'm gonna get a fresh piece of yarn to attach this side and that side. So it's, like I said, essentially we're making a cube, you guys. Essentially we're making a cube, and then for our bag we're just gonna flatten it. Okay, so we're making a cube. I'm gonna go ahead and attach this side and this side, and I'll meet you back here. All right, so this is what we're looking like so far. I told you again, we're making essentially a cube to start out with. I'm gonna flip this guy inside out. Never mind all these ends that I have to weave in. But when you flip it inside out, it looks a little bit different. Looks like less cubish, right? What we're gonna do is actually smash it in just like that, so that it looks kind of like a bag. So the way I like to visualize that is the 2 granny squares on the side, just kind of fold them right in the center, and it'll give you this kind of bag effect. So now what we're gonna do is, this top looks really unfinished, so we are going to add a couple of rows of double crochets to make it look more finished. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is grab, you can grab any color you want, but I'm gonna grab my, actually, I won't do that. I was just gonna attach what the yarn already had there, so I don't have to weave in another end, but it's okay. So I'm gonna attach my yarn. I'm gonna chain 2, pull this thing kind of tight, and I'm just gonna do double crochets all the way around, and this is gonna clean up our edge a little bit. So just double crochets all the way around, just finding where it makes sense to put a stitch all the way around, and I will see you once I get all the way around, and hopefully you're all the way around, and we can move forward. We're almost done. Okay, so I made it all the way around with my double crochet now, and I chained 1, and now I'm gonna go back and do 1 single crochet in each stitch. So just 1 single crochet in every stitch, and I will meet you back here. Oh, this is being like so mean to me, my goodness. I will meet you back here as I fight with my yarn once you're done with yours. Alright, so I did my single crochets all the way around. I didn't fasten off yet. I mean, I fastened off. I didn't weave my ends in yet. There's some ends all over the place on this thing. But what I'm going to do is attach our button now. And so I'm trying to think, what color do I want? Maybe this color. We don't have too much of this color going on. What I actually like to do, and you definitely don't have to do this, but it's just something that I have done, is I'm gonna split my yarn to make it easier to kind of weave in and out of that button. And it essentially gives you like thread. So let me go ahead and thread this. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm trying to get in there. I'm like literally fighting with it. There we go. Okay, so we want to attach our button in the center on the inside, because when we push it through, we want it to actually come through, and I can't do it because it's not attached, but we want it to come through and end up on the opposite side. Hopefully that makes sense. So we want to find the center on the inside. That's going to be about there, about ish-esque. We're going to choose right there. Oh, you know what? It's okay. I was going to say I wanted the same color as that maroon color, just because if I was going to go through all the way through the back, it was going to be an issue. Oh no, I need to go through the back first. Alright, and then go through our button. Let me go through the other side. Kind of secure this thing. Because I'm using a different color, I gotta make sure that that color doesn't peek through the back. What I would recommend is not using a contrast color. I honestly would recommend using the same color as your dominant color, the color you use for your last row, because you may get some of this peeking through, and you don't want that. It doesn't make your work look clean. But I'm just wrapping my button and securing it before I cut this tail right here. And then I'm just going to continue with securing my button. So I'm going to come in through the back. And then go in through the top. And then securing it to the back. Nothing spectacular. Just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and attach this and knot it, and we are done. I'm actually gonna do this a couple of times just to make sure that it doesn't come undone. This button is gonna get a lot of wear and tear, so I want to make sure that it doesn't come unloose. And so another trick that I use when I'm using buttons and crocheting is I'm actually going to split this again. I can actually cut this. I don't need it very long. And I'm going to put these on either side of each other and actually knot them. And that's going to create another level of security. And just do this, I don't know, three or so times. And for me, it just makes me feel safe. There we go. And we cut that. And so now, oh, we have a little bit more extra here. There we go. Alright, so now, oh, my needle's right there. So now when we go to push our button through one of these holes, it should work. There we go. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. I went ahead and took care of all of my ends. We have our button there. The last thing we need to do is to add a handle. And so for those of you who follow my channel, you know, I don't, well, I try not to purchase anything for like my craft or my creative ventures. And so when I make bags, I tend to recycle the materials that I have from old bags that I've either tossed or, you know, what have you. So I actually have this really nice gold chain that came off of one of the bags that I actually tossed. So I'm going to use it. The bag itself was kind of ratted, but the chain is absolutely gorgeous. It's untarnished. Like, it's perfect for this project. So mine actually has these little clasps, so it's as easy as just attaching them, seriously, and I'm done. If yours is not, you could crochet them onto your bag. That's crooked. Is that crooked? Yeah, that's crooked. You could crochet them onto your bag. You could, I mean, creativity is only limited by your imagination. If you don't have anything, you could make your own strap. The way I would do that is I would do a chain of like maybe 5 or 6 and keep going, keep extending. Well, do a chain of 5 or 6, chain one up, chain single crochet across that chain, chain one, go to the, let me just show you. Lord Jesus, that didn't make any sense at all. So what I would do is 2, 3, 4, 5, do like a chain of 6, go into that first chain, single crochet, chain 1, turn your work, and then continue with single crochets all the way across. All the way across, chain 1, and then go across. And so keep extending this until it's the length that you want to attach to your bag. When you're ready to attach it to your bag, you literally just crochet it on there. If you don't have any materials to create a the thing, what is it called, the hangy thing. But if you do have something, literally it's just as easy as attaching. Hopefully this was impactful for you. Hopefully this was fun. It wasn't on the easy side, but it was something more geared towards my vets that watch my channel. If you're a beginner, the concept is really easy, but granny squares can be a little bit of a challenge. If you run into snags, feel free to reach out to me. I'm definitely down for helping remotely as much as I can. Yeah, so hopefully you have fun with this. It was a really simple, really cool project to start our March series. I can't believe we're in March already, but there's a lot going on in the world. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on in the world. Please stay safe, crochet some cool stuff, and I will meet you back here next week. Okay, wait, before we go, I forgot to do like what you can do with this pattern. I'm all over the place tonight, but that's why you guys love me. So what can you do with this pattern? This is, as with all of my projects, the very just basic of what you can do. Alterations. You could, again, I mentioned before, you could add the zipper. The zipper will be a really cool addition. That way you don't have it like, oh, the car just went by. You don't have like this open space here. That would be really cool. You could line the inside. This is not lined, so if you have anything small that you put into your bag, it's gonna come out. So you could line the inside. You would just literally attach the lining around the edges, push it in, and I mean, boom, it's there. Change the colors, obviously. Change the handle hangy thingy. Obviously, I'm trying to think, what else can we do with this thing? You could make it bigger. Just add to the 3 on the sides and 1 on the bottom, and then fold it the same. It'll definitely be bigger. So I mean, the sky's the limit. Again, I'll reiterate, hopefully you all found this impactful. Hopefully this tutorial was easy to follow. I know it got a little bit crazy when we were making the pseudo cube, but hopefully yours came out. Again, reach out if you need help. I'll help you as best I can. And okay, for real this time, we're gonna call it quits. Okay, I'll see you next time.